Hey, I'm Eric Sharp. I'm here with my dear, sweet friend, Sid Wilner, who's been a huge influence on my life, and I hope he's going to influence your life right now, because we're going to talk about happiness, what makes you happy. This is a life well spent. The highs and the lows, every which way. And he's got some pearls, so let's tune in.
You know, Eric, I knew you were coming up and we're going to do this film. And I had some thoughts about what makes us happy. So I looked back at my long life. You know, I've been around, hey, before you were even on this planet.
I gotta say, 88 years young, baby.
Yeah,
looking
well,
good. I should be looking as good in 10 years from now.
Don't spread the word. I'm trying to get by that. I'm only 49, so keep this to yourself. But anyway, I'd like to give you my take on what makes happiness. And I was reflecting on my own life and the things that, some of the low periods in my life. And I thought about that, you know. Let me give you one example. When I was 24 years old, I was a married man then. I already had 2 sons. And I was stricken with polio. My neck, my right arm, and my abdominals were paralyzed. Believe me, I was a mess. It was a low point in my life. And I started thinking, what's the point of looking back? You can't change it. Can't change the past. So I started looking forward. What can I do? I started searching around. How can I overcome polio?
Wow.
At the time, most of them were just recommending rest a lot. The worst thing that you could recommend.
That was the conventional wisdom at the time.
It was.
Take a nap for the next 60 years.
So,
you do, right?
I checked around. I was living in Toronto, Canada, by the way. I'm Canadian, a former Canadian.
From Canada.
And I passed, this place was called Oliphant Bodybuilding. Oliphant. I thought, well, maybe a little exercise. I could barely move, but I walked in anyway. His name was Buster Oliphant.
Buster Oliphant.
What a name.
Hey.
And this was a gym, the old-fashioned gym with globe weights and weights all and these muscle guys all. And I felt a little intimidated, but, you know, I walked up, I introduced myself. I said, you know, I've got polio. I'm paralyzed. I can't move my right arm. I said, you think you could do anything? He looked at me for a moment and he said, I'll tell you what, come in tomorrow. I'll set up a program for you.
Wow.
We'll see what we can do. So we started. I went in. First thing we were going to do was a curl. Those of you, you're not familiar with it, curl is where you bring the weight and you bring it up towards your chest.
The bicep.
It's for your bicep. He handed me a little plate, 1.25 pounds. It's all it weighed. Put it in my right arm, which was paralyzed. He said, okay, bring it up towards your chest. Do the curl.
1.5 pounds, but if you're paralyzed, it could be 1,000 pounds. May as well be. Right?
I couldn't do it.
Of course not.
So you keep trying, which I did. And finally, through sheer will, I guess, I finally did 1 curl.
Through sheer will. Think of this for a minute. The doctor said, take a nap. Everybody said, and then this guy, he knew there's this indomitable spirit, but you wanted it. He wanted it. Started in the heart.
1.25 pounds.
Okay, well, you know, I'm trying to, you know.
Anyway, I finally got where I could do half a dozen of them. They got me up to 10. Then he increased the weight to 2. And then he said, you know, I think we're about ready to do barbell curls.
Wow.
So he handed me the barbell. On one end was a 5-pound weight, and we have the weight of the bar. And the other end was nothing. And I said, how are we going to do that? He says, you put all of the weight on your left arm, which can move. It'll help put. So we did that. We start doing curls like that, off center, pulling it up. Gradually, finally one day, I could actually do it with my right arm. And then he kept adding weight. And anyway, I'm going to cut to the chase. About a year later, I was curling with a 125-pound barbell.
You kicked Polio's ass.
I did. I could bench press 250 pounds. I was doing deep knee bends with 300 pounds perched on my back. I was an animal. And I got the bug. I saw this weightlifting training, this bodybuilding, it's wonderful.
Transformative.
It transformed my life.
All right, so we're heading back now.
Now, do you want me to, and touch on, say, you've gone through a similar...
I've got questions prepared, but so far you're touching on a lot of this. One of the things, Sid, is that life threw you a curveball at a tender age, but something inside you was bigger than that.
But Eric, similar thing happened in your life. We've known each other for a long time.
Oh, brother.
I've been through all the ups and downs.
You had Oliphant, I had you.
To what I did, you're into magic.
That's right. You actually just showed me some fundamentalism routines back in the day in your old condo before you came out here to Paradise.
Before I decided I wanted to be an actor,
Yeah.
I wanted to be a professional magician. Those were the people that I loved to watch magic.
Oh, me too.
And I used to go
I'm
to the
obsessed with
library.
it. Yeah.
And get books on magic.
I tripped.
They tell you how they do the tricks. And I used to make a lot of these things myself and entertain my buddies. And
The parlor show. You did parlor magic.
there you go.
Yeah, and you taught me a few. The phone one with your.
Then when I started to perform on an amateur level, I learned how to do hypnotism, and I brought that into my act. And in fact, I think I have a picture at home.
Good.
Where
I want to get that, and I want to get a picture of you as a bodybuilder.
Oh.
Show everybody that you can even kick Polio's ass, and that was huge.
It was.
At the time, right? It was before the vaccine, right?
It was long before.
And so now it's all but eradicated. But for you,
I lived through the years where, during the summer months especially, it became so prevalent. I'd go to class and kids were wearing steel braces on their legs, crutches, couldn't walk.
Yeah.
Some of my
It
friends.
was like a death sentence.
It is. Some of my friends died of polio.
But you didn't accept it. I see. That's what I'm getting at. They told you, and you said, "You know what? What the hell? What have I got to lose?"
Well,
And where does that come from?
I had my low moment there for
of course.
maybe a few days. Then I started thinking, what the hell? I can't do anything. It's happened.
That's it.
You look forward.
Where did you get that wisdom to say, you know what? I can't, surrender. I let go. And what the hell? This is what life dealt me. But I got nothing to lose by trying some alternative treatments.
Okay. One of the things that helped,
Yeah.
I think I've told you about my past. I had a rough childhood. My parents divorced when I was 10, but I had a mom
Yeah.
that went out and I had a younger brother, and supported the two of us, and made a life for us. And I think she gave me I don't know whether she ever said this. She might have. Forget about the past. You can't do anything about it. Look forward. She always asked me, what would you like to be? What are your goals? Encouraged me.
See? And that really sticks.
I've done that with my life.
Hey, you know what? You've done it with my life. I owe you so much, Sid. You don't even know how much you have influenced me and how much love I have for you. How you doing?
I'm doing
You look fantastic. What's the secret?
with what?
With looking so good. You're living it up. What are you talking about? Look at how beautiful you are. Look at you.
Look at you.
You. My goodness. You look better now than I've seen in the past. You must be doing
really?
something new. Diet?
Well, I just had my hair cut 2 days ago, and she really chopped me.
I think it looks nice.
Anyway.
You have earned this. A life well spent. And now a terrific retirement.
But I have retirement.
What kind of dirty word? I didn't even know.
I just did the Oliver the musical. I played Fagin. That was only.
Oh my God! You were beautiful, brilliant work. It was a terrific play.
Never say never.
That's right.
3 or 4 years after I had polio, and I was absolute exercise nut, trying to convince everyone about the benefits of exercise using weights. I opened a gym, called it the Right Form Health Studio. It was in Kenmore, New York. It's a suburb of Buffalo. And to promote it, I did all of the things I knew how to do in my life. The reigning Mr. America at the time was Harry Johnson, 1959. Ooh.
Wow.
Anyway, brought Harry Johnson into town.
Yeah.
He was around for about a week. We went to the nightclubs. We went to other stores. We went to department stores promoting weight training. I have pictures of Harry. I'll show you those, and I'm sure our watchers would love to see them. This guy was incredible. He was, at the time, I thought he was kind of an older guy. He was 39 years old, but he was Mr. America at the time. Wow. Long before the Schwarzenegger, there wasn't the big bucks in it the way they came after him.
But LaLanne was already a name. Jack LaLanne was already starting, right? I mean,
he was Jack LaLanne. There was a place called American Health Club. Mm-hmm. Anyway, I started training people in my gym. Yeah. And literally, we had obese people. We had people that never worked out a day in their life. I trained literally thousands of people over the years, helped many of them. Some of the best moments of my life is when they came to me and said, Sid, you've changed my life.
Wow.
And I thought, oh,
that's got to feel good.
Wonderful, just wonderful.
And
anyway,
if Oliphant hadn't taken a chance on you, you wouldn't have had this opportunity.
And I wanted to play it forward, pass it forward.
Paying it forward, and you really did it.
So
let me see the bicep. Let me see what you got. Come on.
Nothing much.
Let's see that there.
Nothing there anymore.
Oh, for 88 years old? Are you kidding me? Get out of town.
It's not there anymore. As you age, you lose it.
We were swimming just a few weeks ago. He's got a nice pool here in the community. I brought my family. We went for a swim. And he's diving in the water and doing laps back and forth. He's robust and in terrific shape. You should be so lucky. Okay? Take care of your health. You ain't got your health, you ain't got nothing.
And perhaps I've touched on the key to happiness. Take care of your health. And Eric, I found out the secret of life. I'm going to pass it on to you.
Da, da, da.
This is the secret of life. Are you ready? The secret of life. Of your family and good friends. All the rest is bullshit.
You're right. All the rest is bullshit. So now let's move forward.
You're a wise guy for your young age. What are you now? 29?
And Hollywood years.
Hollywood years. Well, that's what we all go. Look, when I first came to Hollywood, and he wanted to be. I'd been an actor all my life.
I know.
But I wanted to turn professional. I came here in 1985. Yeah. And I was almost 60. I was 59 years old. And I'd start auditioning for parts that they were calling for guys in their 30s and their 40s. And I'd go out and I'd audition, and either I got the part or I got a call. Nobody ever questioned. I went in with full of energy and ready to go. Yeah. And I start working on a pretty regular basis. I've been doing community theater and regional theater for many, many years while I...
This was a third career for you.
Oh, I was supporting my family. I had 4 children. I needed a paycheck every week. As an actor...
That doesn't do it.
It doesn't happen.
Tell me about it.
So I said, I've got to get out there and earn a living. And
you traveled the world. You went to Hong Kong. You were a buyer for...
I was not only a buyer. I was vice president of a major chain of department stores in Baltimore, Maryland, making a really good buck.
You did great.
Supported my family. They went to college if they wanted to. They did what we had everything we needed. By the time I came to Los Angeles and decided the kids have grown up. The dog died. I figured, what the hell? It's time for Dad to have some fun.
Right? I want to tell you, before we get into Hollywood, because we got a lot to talk about. I don't know if you want to go here. Couldn't get away with this today, I'm sure, with the internet age, but you did something a little tricky.
True.
Tell me about it.
Well, as I told you, I came from a very poor background.
Yes.
My young single mom trying to raise 2 kids, no support, but she encouraged me to, go for it. And flash forward, now I'm vice president of a major department store chain. Yeah. And I've always wanted, I dropped out of out of school when I was 15 years old. I only had 1 year of high school.
Yeah.
But I learned from life, and as I went through the years and I'd fill out resumes for my next job, whatever,
Yeah.
I used to say, yeah, I'm a graduate of the University of Toronto. Nobody's going to check, right?
You can't get away with that today
Right.
because you can check.
So I look at the newspaper one day and I see Loyola College, they're offering an executive MBA program,
Wow.
Master of Business. You need to have an undergrad degree.
Okay.
And you need experience in the business life. And here I was already vice president of a major chain, 1,200 employees. And I was, big guy. So I went down, I figured, what the hell? I'm going to go for it. I always thought I could just try to get my high school degree. Now I'm going to go for a master's.
Well, you got some balls on you, I
And,
got to tell you.
So I went down, filled out the form,
Right.
and it said, where do you earn your undergrad? I said, University of Toronto. They're never going to check, right?
He checks.
Anyway, about a week later, they give me a call, and they checked. Yeah, you're right.
He called you bluff.
Well, but they didn't want to say, we think you've lied to it.
No, that would
they
be
said,
yes.
they don't have any record of it. Well, that's where my acting skills came into play. I gave the blah, 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 blah.
Tell
The
me.
computers, the this, the that. And,
Yeah.
and I said, they said, well, we had a meeting. We'd love to accept you. But on one provision, you must maintain it's a 2-year program. You must maintain for your first year at least a C average. And also you would have to take the GMAT test, which all undergrads take in order to
Well, you
go
skipped the best part. They said we'd have no record of you in this undergraduate program in Toronto, and then you said, I don't understand. I was on the dean's list, and you used your acting skill and bluffed your way past that.
There you go. But however, they laid this one on me. I have to take a GMAT
And
test.
what there? This sounds like some
Here I
weird-
am,
Yeah.
almost 60 years old.
Yeah.
I dropped out of school when I was 15. The GMAT consists of math and verbal. Verbal,
Okay.
I have no problem with verbal.
Clearly.
Math, I don't know, from calculus, from algebra, from any. However, I have an ace in the hole. I have a son. My son Alan was literally a math whiz.
He took it for you, huh?
No, he didn't. Oh no, I wouldn't go that far. Eric, you would accuse me of
No, certainly not. But we're going to need you to keep a C average.
We had 2 months before the course started.
Okay.
He came in. He lived in my house. He tutored me on math. He started from 0-1. He taught me algebra. He taught me calculus.
How does that feel? Honestly, how does it feel to know that you raised a boy that could turn around and give that back to you?
I couldn't be more. I have 4.
What's the word? Quelling?
Oh God, I have 4 great kids.
I know.
Wayne, my son Alan was a computer whiz.
Yeah.
Wayne was in charge of computers at Blue Cross. Bonnie is a teacher at the Waldorf.
Terrific school,
Kind of
they say.
interesting
Waldorf
thing about-
school, right?
The teacher starts in 1st grade, goes all the way up to the 8th grade with the same kids. She's terrific. She's been doing it over 20 years. My youngest daughter, Holly, works for Social Security. She's a computer marvel. She is I'm a computer guy. I love computers.
I know you are.
But whenever I have problems, I call my daughter Holly. She is my guru. Anyway, so there we are. Now I prepared for 2 months.
Yeah. Crash course.
And believe me, a lot of trepidation. I go and I take this GMAT test, waiting for my score. I got a terrific score, way, way up there. Like I had really graduated from the university.
And Alan was very proud of you, wasn't he?
So now I'm ready to go. All I have to do now is maintain a C average.
Unbelievable.
I go in, my class is filled with people that many of them have master's degrees in other areas. They're all executives for different firms. There were 32 people in my class.
You didn't look around. What the hell
All of
am
them
I doing here? What am I doing? You didn't feel like a little bit. I still do that all the time. Like, what the hell am I doing with this?
And every week they gave us a quiz, a test,
monitor your
a written test.
Yeah.
And for my first one, I sat up all night. I said, I hope I can do this. We go through it next morning, I go to school. I do my test, and I aced it.
Bam!
Woo!
Baby.
From that point on, no
Confidence
more words.
grows.
Anyway, I'll bring it to the end. Too much to tell you about day to day. There were many wonderful moments. I had some great teachers in Loyola College.
Yeah.
Here I am, this Jewish guy surrounded mostly by Catholics. But anyway, here we go. I graduated the first year. 4 is the best you can get. I got a 3.8.
Wow.
Not too shabby, right?
Not too shabby at all. That's fantastic.
Second year,
Yeah.
4.0. I aced everything.
Amazing.
We took law, we took accounting, we took it all. And it was a wonderful, wonderful learning experience for me. And now I have a master's degree in business.
Without having graduated high school.
I had 1 year of high school. So there we go. So anyway.
Well, the point is this.
Never say never. If you want to do it bad enough, hell, you can do it.
And take a chance.
So let's go back to my acting.
All right. So you
Here I am. I come to town, 1985.
Now you're done at this point with the day job.
Done. I have enough money set aside that
Yes.
I can go out and hunt for an acting job, and I don't care
This
what
was your real passion.
I don't
This
care
is real.
what they're paying. I want to act. Say that I was a professional actor.
Right.
I've been doing it for over 30 years.
Right. Yeah. No. There were
Hell,
amazing
almost
success.
40 years.
Yeah.
Anyway, here we go. I go out on my first audition, and I'm surrounded by all these professional actors.
Was this for film, television, or was it the theater?
This was for a play.
Down at the La Mirada dinner theater? Or
No, the one at the Odyssey. I got this a little
oh,
later.
this was Kvetch.
No, this came a little later.
Okay,
but
okay.
this was my first one. I went there thinking I'm competing with all these pros.
Right.
And I go up there, and anyway, I walk in, I do my audition. They call me back. You're terrific. We watch you. So I got I nailed the first job. About a year later, I was doing a play called Brighton Beach Memoirs.
Love it. I did Brighton Beach. I did Broadway Bound. I did Biloxi Blues. I did all of the trilogy.
I played Jack, did
Yes,
that.
perfect.
You probably played Stanley.
I was Stanley in that, and I was the nerd in Biloxi Blues, the buddy.
Oh.
Arnold Epstein.
That's one. I've done a lot of Neil Simon. I've never done that Biloxi Blue.
Yeah, I was the sergeant.
I've
You would have
done
played
Last of the
Sergeant
Red Hot
Tony.
Lovers,
Oh,
Plaza
perfect.
Suite. I've done. Anyway, I'm doing Brighton Beach Memoirs. The guy that's directing is a director. We're doing it down in a place called near Escondido.
Okay.
In California.
Way down in San Diego County.
And yeah, he comes in and one day and he all excited. He says, "I just got a great. I'm going to be the director at the Lawrence Welk Theater in Escondido, California. I'd like you. They were only doing musicals, but I'd like you to do your first play. They were going to do Brighton Beach Memoirs there."
Wow.
So I came in. I was this
It all started from taking a chance.
So I worked for Lawrence Welk. I did. At best I could count, I did about 300 performances. This is already the big time working. And Lawrence Welk was.
That's a terrific theater, equity theater, right? Union
Equity.
theater. You're a union actor.
It was. He had a long-running TV show. Went for over 20 years. He was like the man.
Right.
And Lawrence and they treated us like royalty. It was a resort. We'd go in. We do our.
See, I didn't know he was hands-on involved with the theater.
Very much so. He wanted every. This guy was, they on TV. He played kind of the. He played the almost the fool. Mm-hmm. He was as bright a man as you can imagine. The resort, Lawrence Welk Resort, was located on 10,000 acres, which he bought when nobody wanted that land. Built his magnificent resort area.
Fantastic.
And a beautiful equity theater. Every performance was sold out. They'd give him dinner and a theater.
Well, his name carried it.
And I'm doing comedy. Now, what is better for comedy than a full house?
Oh.
And people that want to be there.
Yeah.
I mean, it was wonderful. I did Brighton Beach Memoirs. I did
Plaza Suite. Which
Plaza
is,
Suite.
Great. You were built for Neil Simon.
Anyway,
so.
I did. That was my claim to fame. When we were done with that, I went back and I latched onto a play that I really wanted to do. It was called Kvetch. That's the Yiddish word for
complaining.
Complain.
Bitching.
It was written by Steven Berkhoff, the actor-director from England. And it was at the Odyssey Theater. I auditioned, got the part. It was rare. If I didn't get the part, I usually got at least a call back. Yeah, it was pretty rare that anyone.
Well, you're a very specific type, and you played to your type.
And
you didn't try and say, okay,
and
they were Brad Pitt.
And the character was supposed to be 45 years old, and I was already about 65 at the time.
A young 65.
Very. And so we did it. The show was a 99-seat theater. It was these small theaters that actors use. They call them equity waivers.
Right.
They're showcases so they can get work in town. And it was work for. It was only a small cast, 6 people. Every one of us got work from
being
playing
in the play.
In the play Kvetch. It was terrific. I would, in all the years I was doing this, I never was without an agent. Agents would come to the show, and immediately afterward they come around and I'd say, I already have an agent, but this was a bigger company. So I'd switch agents. I would never without an agent. I always had to work. All the years I worked as an actor up until recently.
But that was your choice. They still wanted you. Chose to step out.
This was my love. Can you imagine doing what I did for 30, 40 years for nothing? Because I loved to do it. And now when I did it, I appear in a play. They give me a check. They paid me. Would you imagine what a life? I'm doing what I love, and I felt guilty. They were paying me, and then I have to tell you, probably about the 5th year, I was doing 4th or 5th year. I was doing murder mysteries.
Yeah,
and I met who walks in one day to do his first show, Eric Sharp. He was nervous, young kid. I mean, how old were you when you started?
That's maybe 26, maybe
young,
25, 26.
I've been doing them I've done them for about 5 years. So I've probably done several hundred of them already.
Yeah.
And Margo Morrison, who...
Keith and Margo's Murder Mystery. A smash hit sensation, by the way.
I lived nearby, and I worked for her all this. She was wonderful to me, and she was a good friend. Absolutely love her and Keith. And whenever I needed work, I just called Margo, and they always gave me work.
They put a lot of actors to work in Los Angeles
over the years,
and really all over the
country. For an actor that wasn't working, this was a good gig. They give you a check, and you had a good meal, and you had an opportunity to...
We played Yamashiro. We played Scott's Grill in Costa Mesa. We played Madame Wu's Garden. Do you remember Madame Wu? She'd have a Rolls Royce, and she'd park her Rolls Royce out front.
Anyway, I have to get back. See, he's trying to get off the subject. This young kid walks in on his first gig with Murderman. He wants the job, and he's a little nervous. And I wouldn't say it wasn't his best work, because I've known him for many years. But there was something about him that I found that there were others that did detectives and played murder, but they ran the audience down. It was kind of
mean-spirited.
Yeah,
right.
But Eric Sharp, they loved him. He made them laugh. But when Margo asked me about Eric, I said the audience loves him. From that point on, we worked together countless times. I can't even
train trips to San Diego, the Westgate Hotel. We went to New Orleans together. We went all over. We were featured in a magazine, Live magazine, California, just 6-page spread.
But the thing about it, once we got going, at Murder Mystery, we had a script that we followed, but much of it was ad-lib.
Oh, yeah.
But it was almost like we could read each other's minds.
That's right.
I could set you up for a gag, or you would set me up.
Well, here's the thing. I would have what I didn't realize were joke setups. I had hundreds of them, but I didn't have any punchlines because I didn't know I was setting anything up. I just was doing my thing. And he always saw a punchline, and he would bam, and the audience would break up, and over time it became part of my shtick and my act. And every now and then he would come over and says, "Why don't you tweak this a little bit?" And he'd offer me a new setup or a new punchline, and he crafted so much of the act.
And now he uses he has Sharpo Industries, big company. He uses all these lines that
I'm a big mocker.
And not once do I get a residual.
No, nothing.
Not one time.
Nothing.
There you go.
But here's the thing. I want to say, Margo,
I love this guy.
Margo brought us together. Keith and Margo are a fine company, fine family, and you know what? They're friendly competitors now. So if I'm not available to produce a mystery for your event, call Keith and Margo. They'll do a really great job.
They're the best.
They'll do a great job. Well,
Absolutely.
no, they're not the best. I'm the best. But they're close to the best.
I worked for I worked for Margo for about 18 years. I probably did 1,000. I was on cruise ships. I was on trains.
Royal
She
Caribbean.
gave me the just wonderful work, and we became good friends. If Margo, if you see this, I love you.
There you go. I love you too. Hey, I want to talk about this. Mel Brooks and you.
Mel Brooks
Mel
and I.
Brooks and Sid Wilner. Two words that go together. Two names. They go very.
You know, I was auditioning for TV. I've done tons of TV and.
Right, everything. The Power Rangers. That's what your kids care to be. Grandkids are. Oh, you were on the Power Rangers.
But I auditioned for a show called The Nutthouse, N-U-T-T House. The Nutthouse was this rundown hotel, and the characters within it were people that ran the hotel. The manager, the in charge. Anyway.
This was an all-star cast, though.
Well, let me tell you. Anyway, I auditioned. Why did I audition? Mel Brooks was the producer and sometime writer. Mm-hmm. The stars were Harvey Corman and Cloris Leachman. My God, can you imagine working with two of the greats?
Did you even
Harvey
think you'd go further than the audition? Or, I mean, you know.
So I auditioned for the pilot, got the job.
Wow.
They did the pilot, and of course, they sold it, 13 episodes. And I get a call from my agent. You know, they want you back. You did such a nice job on it.
You were only hired for the first one, the pilot.
I was just hired for the pilot.
So
and
you didn't know it was
I
gonna
don't
change?
even remember the character. But whatever I did, I always try to give my best, my energy.
Of course.
They called me back. They said, I want you to play the bellman. Sid the Bellman. You'll be in every shot because you're walking through this lobby carrying bags or whatever. And anyway, I came back. They hired me for 13 episodes. And I was in every episode. Now, you've done television.
I love working
and movies. I love to do theater, live theater, because you do it and it's...
Well, most sitcoms have that. You have a live audience to play off of, but this was a little different.
True, but you do TV or you do a movie, they give you a little couple of lines to do, and you sit there for hours.
That's right. You're going to reset the
boring
shot.
as hell.
Right.
I
It's like
never...
acting in a vacuum.
And then when you do your little thing, they do it 10 times so they can pick out the best.
Right.
It's not really an exciting thing.
In the movies and TV, didn't give you the same kick.
It wasn't fun. I love.
You were a natural stage actor.
I mean, maybe you can tell. I love to have an audience. I love to have. I like to hear if I say something funny, they laugh.
They're part of the performance.
I did a play once. It was called The Survivors, about the Jews that survived in the Warsaw. Very sad. I had a major role in it. Yeah. We did it in a theater. There were several hundred people there, and I had a great part. And I was one line. I did a big speech, and it was so emotional. It make me cry. I used to.
Wow. Yeah, you don't have to be a method actor when you're playing this material.
And during one of my performances, while I was saying this speech, I heard a woman sobbing.
The fact that you can move someone that way with your work, and I mean, granted, it's not just your work; it's the writer's work and everything that goes into production. But that you're part of this experience that can actually move someone to tears. It's huge.
Anyway, that's the acting profession.
But no, we didn't finish the Mel Brooks story.
Oh, I didn't finish.
You're on the Nutthouse. You're Sid the Bellman. 13 episodes.
I'm on the set. I do the first one, the second one.
You can't miss.
Most of the time, you're sitting around. Harvey Corman is telling me jokes. It's wonderful. Cloris Leachman gave me a wonderful autographed picture. The rest of me. Anyway, I'm in my glory, and I thought, I have it made. Mel Brooks, the producer, Harvey Corman, Cloris Leachman. Yeah. This is going to go on forever. I'll get residuals up the gazoo.
I'm a TV star, baby.
So we did 3 episodes, and then they called us around, and they said, you know, we're going on hiatus.
Dun, 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 dun.
And I wasn't quite aware.
Never heard that word before.
What does hiatus mean? He says it means they canceled the show.
Oh, bam.
So much for that. Anyway, that was my
A little bit of the acting
I
story.
never forget. In fact, there was one little bit. You know, have you Mel Brooks and
Carl Reiner.
They did this 2,000-year-old man.
That's right.
And they got this little shtick. Carl left, and he says, "Well, I'll be wending my way." And Mel would say,
Wending.
"Good luck with your wending."
So you used that line with Mel.
I did it.
Oh my God.
I think the second time, Mel used to hang around most of the day, watch what was going on. But about 6 o'clock, he's gone. Everybody else would work, you know, and many hours as needed. And as he leaving, I said to Mel, "Good luck with your wending." He turned and he looked at me, and I said, "I'm a fan." And
He knew it.
a few years later, he wrote a book with him and Reiner.
Yeah.
And there was a book signing. And
You went.
I went. I wanted to get my book
say hello.
signed by my face.
Don't tell me he remembered Sid the Bellman.
Mel Brooks is a comedic genius.
No doubt.
If anyone can pass that on to him, I love everything that he's ever done, including the Nutthouse. It was wonderful. Tell you about some of the jokes.
Yeah, give me one. Give me a good.
We're in the midst of this seedy, rundown hotel, and there is this guy walking down the aisle with his seeing eye dog. He's got him on a leash. Thing is, though, the seeing eye dog is wearing dark glasses, and the guy is saying, "Go left, go right, go left." Anyway, so much for that.
That's awesome.
It was fun. I have had the time of I had a wonderful, wonderful career in the department store business. It made a lot of money.
Yeah.
Allowed me to live this wonderful life as an actor. Yeah. And I figured out one day, I've actually been a professional actor for more years than I was in the department store business. I've been doing this since 1985. That's 32 years. Yeah. Member of the Screen Actors Guild, after which they've joined now, and Equity. Had the time of my life. And I met
You know what? I think I discovered another secret.
Yes.
Because you said the secret was family, and then I said, well, another secret is what the hell, take a chance. Because you're taking a lot of just where something in you said, well, what do I got to lose? The hell with it, I'll take a chance. You got balls the size of grapefruits. And then I go, all right, so what, maybe one of the big secrets for happiness in your life is to take life as it comes. Because you have really had this incredible ups and highs and lows. Work with the biggest stars in the world.
It's an old cliche.
Yeah.
Life gives you lemon, you make lemonade.
There you have it. I mean, really, that's
Set
it.
a goal for yourself. Don't worry about what just happened. You can't change it.
Can't change it.
Set a goal. You want whatever you want to do in life. You want to be an actor. You want to be a good waiter. Whatever the hell turns you on.
That's right.
Go for it.
Do it. What the hell you got to lose?
There you go.
Take a chance. For
There
that,
you
get
go.
off the couch, turn this off, but first like it, share it, please subscribe, tell all your friends. I'm here with Sid Wilner, my dear, dear friend. I love you, man.
Love you, pal.
God bless you. And we'll see you on the next one, huh? Boom, ba, bum, bum, ba, bum, ba, ba. This is we do this at the end. We're gonna stir the butter. We're stirring the butter.
Whoa.